long time, but I think few comments are essential. First, I would like again to thank my friend Mr. Wase, and I would like to commend Zakir Hussain Institute of Islamic Studies and Istanbul Foundation for Science and Culture for organizing jointly this conference. As I said earlier, it's a very important subject. And when I say important because this subject has engaged the attention of Muslim intellectuals and the Muslim societies since last, not just decades, rather centuries. Whereas the fact is, what is modernity? How will we define modernity? No living organism or living being, any living being will either grow or decline. It cannot remain static. Only a stone, if protected from the impact of the environment, can remain in the same condition, say even after 500 years, but not even a small plant, which is a living being. In fact, the time we have spent in this hall, so many changes in the universe, in our own physical beings, we have been subjected to so many changes. If change is the law of nature, if I quote a line of Allama Iqbal, Sabat ek taghayyur ko hai zamane, the only thing permanent is the process of change. And if change is the only permanent process, then every living being should be in a position to respond positively to the changes which happen around that being. Quran Hakim in one of its verses says, Illa tanfiru yu'azzibkum azaban alima wa yastabdil qawman ghayrakum wa la tadurruhu shay'an wallahu ala kulli shay'in qadir. If you move not forward, he will punish you with a grievous penalty and put others in your place. What does that mean? You have to be responsive. You have to be sensitive to the changes which are taking place. Islam, to me, my understanding is that Islam is a religion which gives life. And life is subject to change. And I feel, I am saying it's a very important subject because I feel sorry that in the context of Islam, we have not been able to come to any conclusion, the Muslim societies, and we are not, in fact, I don't know if we have been able to diagnose properly what actually is responsible for this stagnation, which is making us this subject of Islam, modernity. Modernity is, to me, modernity is nothing except being sensitive and to be responsive to the changes which happen around you. Rather, you be if you can be. Wallahu yahtassu bi rahmatihi man yasha. If that special mercy of Allah is on you, then you can be agent of that change. And you were agents of that change for many more years during the golden period to which one of the learned speaker has referred. And in this session, papers were read on education, on reason. I think any study of the Quran will leave nobody in doubt that these are the subjects which have been emphasized most in the Islamic teachings. In fact, I always, not necessarily that what I am saying is the 100% truth, but that is how I feel. That in the life of Islam, seeking knowledge, read, Iqra, Bismi Rabbika alladhi khalaq, was made obligatory 11 years before the obligatory prayers were prescribed. That prayers are more important first than seeking knowledge. Both are obligatory. Then I would like to repeat what the former president of Bosnia, I believe, had raised this question in one of the meetings which he addressed at Al-Azhar University, that a religion which had prescribed knowledge on the first day of its career, how come that among the believers of that religion, the illiteracy is so widespread? What has happened? The question which was raised by Bernard Lewis, what went wrong? He was not the first person to have raised this question as title of his book. Even somebody like Imam Ghazali has raised this question in his Ihya ul-Ulum. He quotes one Arab editor, leading Arab editor, who says that if I am only quoting, therefore no need by anybody to take any offense, because it is there in the spirit of Islam. The Arab editor says that if Imam Abul Hasan Ash'ari and Imam Ghazali, in fact I myself was puzzled why Imam Ghazali's name has been mentioned, till I read something more, as the only two Muslim Nobel laureates, one from Egypt and one Abdul Salam. In fact, if we just find an answer to this question, many of these knots will be untied. Abdul Salam, he had studied, I think he was in some American university. He was in some American university, but he was so much in love with his own country that possibly he wanted to be buried in the country of his birth or his adoption. But do we know that here we are referring to him as Muslim, but the society or the country which he claimed to be his own, they even dug his grave and refused to accept him as a Muslim. Quran repeatedly says, إِلَى اللَّهِ مَرْجِعُكُمْ جَمِيعًا فَيُنَبِّئُكُمْ بِمَا كُنتُمْ فِيهِ تَخْتَلِفُونَ. And finally you will return to Allah, and then Allah alone has the authority to decide on matters on which you differ. I do not know if it comes in the category of shirk, of any kind of shirk, that we have usurped the powers of Allah and we have started deciding about the fate of a person right here in this world. Something which was authority which was not given to us. This authority belongs exclusively to Allah. I'm not giving any, I'm just raising these questions. And I hope that we will try, certainly these dissertations, these papers have greatly benefited us. It has enhanced our understanding of the subject, particularly from the perspective of Sheikh Badiuzzama Sayyid Nuri, Badiuzzama Said Nursi, and I hope that we will ponder on this question. I referred to earlier what went wrong and how things can be corrected or set right. Once again, I would like to thank you very much for giving me this honor to preside over this session and sharing my state thoughts. Thank you very much.
Professor Dr. Saya to come and present a plate to the president of this session, Mr. Arif Mohammad.
You have wonderful craft. Yes, you are beautiful. In fact, I have last time.
And now I will request Mr. Arif Mohammad Khan to present a plate to every distinguished scholar who has presented a paper. Yeah. I have to make one announcement that committee is waiting for you outside, and immediately after we will have to be here, and the next session will be presided over by Professor G.P. Sharma, a very eminent historian and Dean Faculty of Humanities and Languages, Jamia Islamia. Just keep into consideration that today is Friday and we have to leave this place around 12:45 to the Jamia's Mosque for Friday prayer. So therefore, I request you to join us for tea after this program.